Gel.
They call me Papa. I am the man of the house. I don't wear a skirt or a blouse. I'm a grill master, a laser blaster. I can spoil your kids so much faster. If you bring to me my second generation, I might be inclined to simple recreation. I might take them fishing, they might wash my car. I might take a nap while they're having a nerve war. They call me Papa, 'cause I'm way too cool. Don't call me Grandpa, it's too old school. They call me Papa, I got exceptional skills. Hit 'em with dad jokes and pull my finger, it'll straight up give you the chills. I teach the life lessons, like how to fix stuff. Stories of when I was young and oh so tough. I got an old truck, so let's go for a ride out on that old dirt road and do the fishtail slide. That's how the Papa do. They call me Papa, 'cause I'm way too cool. Don't call me Grandpa, it's too old school. They call me Papa, I got exceptional skills. Hit 'em with dad jokes and pull my finger, it'll straight up give you the chills. They call me Papa, 'cause I'm way too cool. Don't call me Grandpa, it's too old school. They call me Papa, I got exceptional skills. Hit 'em with dad jokes and pull my finger, it'll straight up give you the chills. They call me Papa. Don't call me Grandpa, it's too old school. They call me Papa, I got exceptional skills. Hit 'em with dad jokes and pull my finger, it'll straight up give me the chills. Papa do.
Hello, we're here. It's me and Jeremy.
I made it.
How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully doing well. Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Papa's Day.
Yep. So what I have for you guys this evening is a bunch of stuff. Let me just give you a quick glance at it, and you'll see what I have planned. And then Jeremy can tell you what he's going to do to contribute to this, what we're calling kind of like an intro to fiber laser. If you have any beginner basic questions, we want to answer those and do some testing with this 20-watt fiber laser, and then answer any other questions you may have regarding fiber lasers in general. So we're going to try to stick with fiber laser theme overall in general.
Yep.
Best we can. So here is I got a bunch of stuff for testing.
Wow.
We might not get through it all, probably won't, but it's here. That way it can take requests. And then got the camera view on the bed, and then there's the little G-Wick G2 20-watt.
Oh, let me go back in on that one.
What's that?
Nothing. Go for it.
Okay. And then I have the coin from last night that I'm going to finish side 2 and give that away. And I noticed Kenny had made a comment about lining up a coin. So I'll go through lining up that coin on this laser and a few different ways you can do that when we get to that point. And
I'm just here to hang out
with Jeremy.
I'm just here to hang out with everybody and go through the comments so Patrick can concentrate on what he's doing. I'm experimenting with something on my fiber laser back here, so if it works, I'll show it. If it don't, I ain't gonna show it.
Hey, Chicago Bob. Happy Father's Day to you. Let's see. Well, if you want to run through and say hi to everybody, you can do that. I'll make sure I am.
Get yourself set up here.
Jerry's in the house. I think everything's running.
Kenny, Jim Pitts. I'll get to his question in a second. He's got one early on. Jeff's here. Frank's here. The brain? Howdy. Jim's here. Jim McCall's here. Steve, Patty, Brick Church Designs. Jack in the Shop, Guy the Jedi. Jim Hamilton. Clayton's here. I think that's it. Chicago Bob, I Gillette. Welcome, everybody. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not to either one of us. And we will try to help you out with everything you can now. I'll go back up here. I got to scroll back all the way to the top.
Please and pretty please.
Jim Pitts says, can we go through the Lightburn Galvo lens calibration test with the 20-watt?
Yeah, if you got to do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
The brain has the con marker. Here, let me put it up for you so you can looky. He's got the con marker 20-watt.
Okay.
So this
Very
is good.
So it'll be similar. Yep.
Okay. Hot and dry in Nevada. Hey. Looking. Aloha. My son-in-law was stationed in Hawaii, and my daughter, when they got married, went back out there, and they lived out there till he's done. Now they're back living next to us in Michigan here. Not like next to us, but they're in Michigan. Somebody asked, what can you do on a fiber laser? Jack in the Shop. What can a fiber laser engrave? Everything but wood-ish.
If you're real careful, you might be able to get some wood.
I have done MDF, quarter-inch MDF. It turned out pretty good.
It depends. Like pine, it'll go up real quick. Other types of wood, it's more difficult, but getting it consistent is the difficult part.
Yeah. Low and fast, low power and fast speed, and multiple passes, kind of like what I do on Kydex. And I could get some stuff on MDF. If I have some, maybe I'll do some. If anybody wants to see them, I can grab a piece of MDF and do something on it. No, Jack in the shop said he did plywood and it's not purdy. No, it wouldn't be.
Now I'm trying to find the image that I was going to do on the backside of that coin, and I can't find it. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Got it.
Good grief. Jerry says it's 103 in Vegas.
Oh, dear.
No, thank you. We're going to be in the mid 90s next week, and I'm not looking forward to that.
That sounds terrible.
I live up in here in Michigan, so I don't have to deal with the heat, for crying out loud. Y'all can have it back.
I want to get this coin started so it doesn't take, so it gets done by the end of the broadcast.
I don't think what I'm working on is actually going to work because I'm running at a 0-0-1-2 line space for 4 passes. And I think it's only gotten 1.5 passes done so far. And it's been sitting there for 12 minutes. Anybody
in the comments want to sound off on what materials you would want to see tested first on this 20-watt laser?
Steve says he wants to see some MDF. I'll go find some.
So I'm asking about the 20-watt. What would you want to test first? I have silicone, leatherette, all kinds of brass, aluminum in different forms, some steel in different forms, tempera painted glass, scratch paper, which we'll use that for the calibration. And then I have 4 different colors of aluminum business cards. So you can test 4 different colors if you want to. What I'm trying to do is some of these let's make that a little bit. All right, I'm going to show you what I'm doing now. So just like last night's stream, I have this graphic that I'm going to 3D engrave on the back of that coin. And what I want to do is make an image mask of it and get it kind of centered up in that outline. Let's get close to being the best version of centered up. I think we'll just go with that. And then when I select them both, I just left click and drag up to the left and then apply mask to image. Oh, I forgot to do full screen, didn't I? And then once I do that, right click again, flatten image mask, and then we'll resize this to the size of our coin. I think it was like 35. And then I'm going to hit P to center that. That way it will be in the center of our workspace. So if anything goes wrong, we can always get back. It'll be in the center of our workspace, and I'll frame it exactly where it lays on the screen.
Okay. Bullets. Bullet casings, yes. Bullets. I haven't been able to get anything on the copper yet. I've been messing around with actual bullets. I've got a whole pile of them over there for my reloading stuff, but I haven't been able to get a mark on it just yet. Brass casings are easy. Well, now that once I figured it out, but titanium, I do have a little bit of titanium.
I have a couple pieces of titanium.
I don't know where mine's at right now.
I have to find mine. All right, so there we are. And let me just get this framed up real quick.
Steve Wright is asking, can you get depth on aluminum like you can with brass? Yes.
Absolutely.
Jerry, if you can get me a heat shield tile from the Starship, I'll do it.
Here's aluminum. This is when I did my first test for the brass wallets, and I did it on a piece of aluminum.
You're not on camera. We're just seeing light burn.
Ah, crap. Sorry. I thought I hit the button to switch it over. There we go. Big piece, big plate of aluminum. That was a brass wallet test. I tested on aluminum because it engraves similar to brass. See that?
Do you have to use a depth map image for the coin, or can you just use a photo?
Maybe if you just wanted a picture, you'd use
I've done.
If you want,
I've done photos on coins.
Definitely want depth map. All right, so here's a refresher. There's a coin I did last night. One side. I'm going to do this side now. So you got a few options for framing. So our graphic is 34 millimeters. So I'm just going to draw a 34 millimeter circle. All right. And I'm going to make that a cut layer. It doesn't matter what color it is. It's just going to be red on my screen. And I'm going to frame that first. It's perfectly lined up with the graphic, so it doesn't matter which one you frame. But one way to frame it is, of course, to just eyeball it and hope you get it in the exact spot. Another technique is to use a black business card.
Move your camera a little bit. Move your camera a little bit so we can see it.
Yep, I see that. Another technique is to use a black business card on top of it. And what you do is basically run this circle at a low power line and see where it lines up on the business card according to your coin. And then if it's off, you know which way to shift your image in Lightburn, so you can live frame it and shift it and nudge it, or you can just go back to Lightburn, adjust it, 0.1 millimeter or whatever you need to up, or 0.1 right, and then run the circle test again and make sure you get it lined up exactly. So let me just demonstrate that real quick. So I'm going to just run it at a fast speed and reasonable power so we get a mark. It's just going to run one time around. So there you go. Then, and I just nudged my aluminum plate. I didn't mean to do that, so it's not framed, but this gives you an idea. If you can look at that line and make sure that it's lined up properly. That's your coin. Ideally, you want it to be like halfway. Check it out. Let that line up perfectly. If it doesn't, then go to Lightburn, adjust the image on the workspace, your graphic, to get it to line up perfectly. That's one way to do it. Another way is to use the jig bar like this. And then you can stick with your business card. We're just going to get this nice space underneath of it. Wedge that up in there. Get your framing going. And let's see. Let me do the live frame here. Get us in the ballpark. So we're in the ballpark. All right, this coin is 40 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is make my circle 40 millimeters. I almost said milliliters. Until I've been working a lot later.
So if you're framing and it looks perfect in the red light framing, but it's off on the coin, you have to go into some settings and adjust your red light framing, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So on that black business card, burn a circle and then put your red light framing down and see if it matches that circle. And then you would just adjust that.
Exactly. You'd want to do this. And then you'd want to make sure that that framing light is exactly on the circle that you just burned.
Yep.
If not,
perfect.
You shift it around.
Yep. Woodworker Gene, howdy, howdy.
Now you can see where it's framing and it's actually hitting the aluminum jig bars. You don't want it to do that. So what I want to do is move it down until it's not hitting. It's almost there. I'm going to move it over. And then show you, even though it looked like it wasn't framed, by the time you move that over, just from the angle of your lens, it's actually in the different height. It's not going to be framed perfectly now, even though it looks like technically it is because it's right in the center of your jig bars. It's actually not. You can see there where it's hitting off, going off the point here, and it's in for the edge on purpose. So even though you're using the angle jig bar, it's not an exact. It's not be exactly.
Your mic disappeared.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, if you move it to where it looks like it's perfect and it's just, barely hitting those jig bars, it's going to be off just because of the angle that the beam's traveling. And of course, it's not focused to that exact height. So you just got to be mindful of that. But the easiest thing to do is really just have it draw a circle. And then that's kind of where you plop your coin down. So even if I wasn't using the jig bar to hold the coin, what I really like to do is just take the jig bar, shove the coin or the business card under it, tighten it down. This is what I used to do. I didn't have anything else to really frame it. Then get your circle centered up. Adjust the focus. Make sure in focus. Get down. Because if we're out of focus, our measurement's going to be off on the size of that circle. And then make a circle. And then just line your coin up right in the center of that circle. I'm not even paying attention to the framing. Basically, just gently nudge it manually. Until you have even all the way around. It should be just be barely able to see that outline. Like, that's not perfect, but you get the picture. Then adjust your focus back up to the top middle of the coin, and your graphic should be framed perfectly once you center it up within your framing circle. Now I'm going to frame the graphic.
I just dropped a link in the chat for some aluminum jig bars from OMG Laser.
So now,
pretty much,
now
other than Alibaba, they were the only ones that I could find.
You don't want this aluminum business card to move around. And as long as it's stationary, you can frame off of that line that you drew. As long as it's showing equal all the way around. And now showing good framing. Hope that makes sense. And if you do have jig bars, that's when it's a little bit easier to use the business card on top method. Because then it'll just lay right there nice and flat. So then you could do the same thing and just run that circle right around your graphic again. Snap that in place. Then come and look, make sure that everything's exactly where you want it.
Looks good.
That's good for a double check. And another thing you can do is I use this old aluminum plate, and sometimes I'll just draw a circle on it and then plop my coin down. I'll draw a circle that's the outer circumference of the circle or the coin, and then just plop my coin right down in here on the aluminum plate and use that to line it up. Does that make sense, Kenny? Does that help you out any at all? Let me show you the graphic again that I'm going to do on that coin. Whoops, wrong one. So here's what it's going to be.
Yeah, Jerry, I think you're right. I think OMG wanted a ridiculous amount of money to ship those things.
So I'll get that started, and then we can move on to the other laser. Oops, that's on me for a minute. Wait, did Kenny? Ah, I'm behind. That's why. I didn't move my boom all the way out, so I was kind of away from the microphone. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm going to run into an issue with that too when I do videos, because now I've got my microphone like attached to my table behind my laptop instead of being able to swing it over to my other laser.
So now let me summarize a couple quick points. When we're looking at light burn right now, you'll notice where I've moved that around to get it framed and kind of lined up with the jig bar, it moves it out of center. So we're no longer in the center of our workspace. So if something happens and the graphic gets nudged or moved or out of alignment, then you can't just hit P to go back to your center. Or let's say your computer crashes and you need to bring your file back in and you have no idea where that graphic was to get it lined back up on your coin. If you're always working from center, you never have to worry about that, because you could just bring the graphic in, resize it, hit P, put it exactly in the center as long as you don't move your coin, and then you're good to go. So that's why I like to just hit P, put it in the center, draw a line on a circle on a business card, or eyeball it, or use a metal aluminum plate, whatever, just to line it up. Unless you're using a quad jig bar and you've got everything lined up, or some other jig for your coins and you're running multiples, that's all special use cases. But just doing a one-off, or even doing, as long as you're doing singles, this is a pretty easy way. Yeah. Control P. Wait. Not Control P. Just P. You got me confused. Highlight the graphic, hit P, and it's going to put it right in the center. So I'm going to Control Z, move that back so it's framed up with that coin that's sitting there. And then I'm just going to do the same image adjustment that I did last night. For side 1, it's going to be 3D sliced. My line interval is 0.032 with my 200 lens. Contrast, I bumped up 2. Brightness, I took down 1. And gamma, I brought down, I think it was to 9. Bring it to 8. That looks good. I use an enhanced radius of 5 at 20. So what I'm trying to do when I'm adjusting this is trying to get a little more variation between the darkest part of the image and the lightest part. That looks good. Let's go with that. And I'm going to go to my library. Brass. Oops, wrong one. I really need to organize these. They're such a mess. MOPA 3D slides. Here we go. Okay, that's for different ones. So I'm going to sign it. This is for the 80-watt laser, and I know with this one I need to run it at 7154 and 0.032 and a frequency of 100, and that will get us through this side of the coin by the end of the street. That's just from experience. You do enough of them, then you'll kind of be able to guess. All right, I'm gonna hit start on this, and then we'll start with the. I'll let you at least watch the first passes, and that's off just a little. I'm gonna barely give it a push.
I actually kind of like fiber laser on MDF. It turns out pretty dang good.
Frame it one last time. Make sure it looks good. Just with my eyeballs. I can't remember if I focused again. Yep, I did. That's why it looks a little small. Yeah, that's good. Now we should be in good shape. No turning back now. Actually, you can turn back whenever you want. Start over.
Turn back.
All right. Now you should see this brighten up once I get these fans set. It actually does make for a better grade. See that? No air. Air.
Oh,
No
yeah.
air. No air. Air. All right, so we'll let that do its thing. Q pulse is on 500 because for this laser, max Q pulse is 500 and it produces max power at a Q pulse of 500 and a frequency of 80, but I'm running a frequency of 100 to get a smoother engraving. Oh crap, I forgot to adjust my passes. See, this is why it's never too late to turn back. 256. 500 would not finish by the end of the stream. All right. I'm going to let that run in the background. Let's move to test something with the 20 watt and make sure it's working.
I have access to some settings if you need them.
For 20 watt?
Yeah, there's going to be a lag in communication. So if you have a certain material, let me know. I will get a hold of my contact and he will get me something.
How about black acrylic?
Maybe he heard you.
And silicone. Let me get a piece of scratch paper. I'm going to bring my camera back over to the little lasers. Which, so far in my experience, has been a very fun laser to use. I mean, they're all fun. They're different
All right.
angles.
I'm gonna pop back in a minute and show what I just did on this.
Go right ahead.
All right.
I got
So
entangled by fans.
this is MDF, quarter-inch MDF board. This is about the only thing you can really do on the fiber laser, and not start a fire if you're careful. Kind of a medium speed, medium to low power. I have it at 60 watt, and I use my 220 lens, so it's out of the way a little bit. And about 5 passes, and it did this. I'm burning another one right now. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I put clear coat on before I engrave just to see what's gonna happen different. So go back to Patrick.
I'm trying to find the touch buttons to raise this thing up and down. All right. Now, I've prepared an example for you. Well, I had it prepared.
Probably the two materials that you asked for were the two he doesn't have.
What's that?
Acrylic and silicone.
Oh, probably.
Jerry,
Yeah,
I'm not
the
looking at the laser.
Jerry, the fiber's behind me. Yeah, I know it can bounce off the screen and all that stuff.
Oh,
Do as
he
I
meant you,
do as I,
not me.
do as I
Me.
say, not as I do.
Yeah. You can come see us in the hospital. No, I got my glasses right here.
Okay, here's this. That's a scale. I am weighing the laser right now. No, I'm kidding. That is a level. So I wanted you to see. Right now, it's showing that it is not level. When you first get your fiber laser, you want to make sure that your laser head is level to the bed. So if the bed was showing 10 degrees and the laser was showing 10 degrees, as long as those two are level in both directions, in your X and your Y, then you're good to go. You want to make sure your laser head is level to the bed, not level to the earth. Now all I did was loosen this screw, so now that's at about a 2. And if we zoom in here, that looks to be 0. Tell it it's the same angle again. It's pretty close. It looks like it might be a degree off. That's where a digital level is kind of handy. I could always put a bubble level on it, but it's pretty close. There might be a little play in here. Yeah, there's kind of a little bit. That'd be enough to put it at 0. Just that little bit of play. Make sure everything's tight. All these are tight. This does angle adjust. So since it wasn't perfect with the bed, I can go ahead and prop that up this way. I'm just going to nudge that up just a little bit until it gets to 0. I'm moving it a little bit, but that's close. So I'm going to lock it down right there. So now we know it's level in the Y, and now we can check the X. There you can see it's at 0. And 0. So now we are level. So that's one of the main things you want to do with your new fiber laser. Sometimes you have to shim underneath. It's this one that would be extremely difficult because it's so small. But with your other fiber lasers, you might have to shim with some business cards or something just to tilt it either way. Let's see. Any questions so far? I just saw one. What do you use with air on the fiber? All right. I use 2 different things. If it's going to be a super long engrave, I'll normally use fans like that. If I had an aquarium style air pump, I would consider using that for a really long engrave because those things are designed to run for long periods of time. when I'm doing a coin, it's going to take about an hour. I make and sell an air assist kit. So this bolts down to the bed, and then you have this, and then you can blow the air right on the metal. So I'll use that. I also use it on the CO2 Galvo for taming flare-ups. And it works with fiber too for taming flare-ups on leather, leatherette, anything that can have a flare-up. But yeah, I really like the AC Infinity fans. And actually, I can show you. I don't know if you can see how they're blowing the dust off of that cone. Let me zoom in. So between the exhaust and the fans, all that brass dust is blowing right off of that coin. That way it's not getting fused back to the surface of the coin. So we don't want to weld it right back to the coin and make it look ugly. Let's see. Who was asking about wood and what kind of wood are your game calls? There's some birch plywood. Did you have any sample wood settings, Jeremy?
I'm burning a photo on this MDF right now to see if it'll work.
Well, with the 20 watt.
Yeah, I don't. I have a 60. I do not have any. You know what, though? I haven't even tried burning anything on hardwood. It's always been that soft crap. Let me go grab one of my coasters and see if I can do an end grain once this is done.
All right, I'm going to load my art library here. Maybe. No, I'm not. All right, I'm having an issue. As you can see, nothing is responding. Lightburn's going to crash. I hope it doesn't mess up. They're finally. I hope it doesn't mess up the other instance of Lightburn that I'm running. I haven't saved it. Normally, Lightburn will save a backup, but I'm running 2 windows, so it might get confused. I'm just going to title this on side to live. Just something so it definitely gets saved.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to show.
Oops, I already got it. There it is.
The thing.
Go right ahead.
This is a beech hardwood, just chunk of firewood that I cut off and sanded for a coaster. I'll try to do something on that. And Jeff, I will do on this I don't have a 20 watt, but I'll do a test grid with my 220 just to see where we can come up with for power settings with a 200 Q pulse. I won't use my MOPA stuff. I'll just use standard settings. So we'll do that. But this is an end grain. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? I have a surface.
Let's see. I'm not sure. Jeff has a question. Why not do a test grid? I'm not sure where to start the test grid. So I'm going to make a guess off of the wood settings I have and just see if anything happens. then I can always run a test grid from there, kind of spread out. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna run a test grid on this beach.
I'm going to see what happens with this day.
But it looks like I gotta run my photo stuff. Kenny, I wrote that They Call Me Papa for the video that I did on the brass coin giveaway that I'm giving away. So go to my YouTube channel, watch that They Call Me Papa video, and there's some instructions at the end of it. And I have extended the time till next Friday because my girls and I haven't been able to get together to pick the comments in the video yet to figure out who's going to win. They don't know anybody. I've just copied the comments and put them on a piece of paper. They're going to read them and tell me which one they like the best, and then I'll come in and let everybody know. But yeah, go check that video out on my YouTube channel, HTL Customs, and I'm giving away that brass coin that I did. When did I do that? Oh yeah, I did 2 weeks ago. All right, I got to run that one more time.
All right, I'm actually...
Do it.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
I'm just blabbing.
Starting to get some output on that birch. It's very slow with the 20 watt. And when you're doing wood, what you'll notice is the parts that burn, when you come back to hit those again, they're or to run a second pass, the part that you've already burned is going to go up quick because it's black. It's going to absorb the light.
Yes. So that's where the sub-layer settings would come in, to where you could knock each one down in succession, so you don't have to keep changing them.
Yeah. So this is the 20 watt running at a speed of 25, power of 100, frequency of 50, and an interval of 0.1. So my first guess was pretty darn good.
I'm running a 0.03 on my 220 lens on this MDF.
Now, that would be a great place to run a material test and see if we can get a little better result. But what I'm going to do, instead of running a material test, is just make it a little square.
How about black masking tape or some card stock? Well, I don't know, black printer paper maybe over top of it. I think it'll just burn it all up. It'll just start it on fire.
Yep, so that was a speed of 30. So I've made it a little bit faster. And it's digging in there pretty far.
Guys, I have a camera coming. It'll be here Wednesday. So I'll be able to get a camera back over my lasers again.
This time I'm going to run the same square, and I'm going to change the interval. I really don't care where the square goes. I can line it up here. From 0.1 to 0.15 and see if it's a little less burning.
Jerry, I actually have a spark arrestor on the outside of my pipe. But I'm more concerned if it were to get caught up in the fan blades of the exhaust fan first.
Yeah, so that's looking better. So we're in the ballpark for a decent burn. Now I wonder what flood fill would do if I turned on flood fill and ran the graphic. Need a more complex graphic to run flood fill and see what result it has. and it's not doing near as well. Doing some of it. We definitely don't want plug fill, so let's just go back and run that. You can see where it's hitting the previously engraved areas. It hits it really hard.
Hey, Minnesota, how you doing?
So that is the big issue with engraving wood with the fiber, because your first pass, if you don't get the whole graphic engraved, your second one can come back and just destroy what was already previously done just by hitting it with way too much power.
Yeah, there's too many soft spots and stuff in that kind of wood.
Yeah. But here you see it can be done.
Ish.
It takes lots of tweaking of settings.
I am on.
But
I think
there's a good starting point. Speed of 30, power 100, frequency 50, line interval of 0.15.
I am on pass 4 of, I don't know how many I'm going to end up doing, but I've been tweaking the settings to get this photo to run on this MDF, and I don't think it's going to go with any detail. Yeah, Jerry, Jack, with homemade strawberry jam. Good stuff.
Jack, let's give that a try. So I'm going to defocus a little bit. I'll hit start and run it again. And let's see. That's a little closer. So that's focus. Except the camera's not in focus.
You defocused the wrong thing.
Yeah, the laser's in focus and the camera's not. Now here's the laser going up out of focus, and it's just not wanting to engrave that particular area of that plywood like it did the first time. So what you do when that happens is you have to start backing your power down and just go low and slow until you get it all filled in looking approximately the same. But it's tedious. How about some silicone? Do you have any settings for silicone?
You know, hold on. I did, but my settings all changed when somebody shared some with me. It overwrote what I had, and I can't find my old ones.
I have silicone settings for the higher wattage lasers. Let me go to that.
Mine are for those silicone wedding rings, but I don't know where they're at. I can't find them anymore. I was going to do another one.
All right, so I'm going to have to adjust this.
Well, Kenny, you could cut it with the 120 watt MOPA, but you better be ready to roast marshmallows. I'm not giving up on this yet. I'm gonna run one more pass.
All right.
Yeah, a dull hatchet. Get your frustrations worked out on stuff.
All right, we're starting to get a little bit of white out of that silicone.
Oh, try the Kydex settings. Is that the 20 watt that you're using right
Yeah.
now?
Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, a good starting setting for silicone and the 20 watt is going to be speed of 300, power of 90, frequency of 50, line interval of 0.1. And that ran on a scan angle of 45, auto rotate of 120, 2 passes. That is an old setting because my angle is not an odd number, but I'll fix that right now.
Heirloom, I'm not done yet. I'm still running on my MDF. I'm going to run some settings on this beach I've got sitting up here. I've got a regular little board and an end grain, so I'm going to play with that for a minute. Because now you got me curious.
So clean that up, tweak it a little bit, and that would do great on silicone bracelets or anything like that. Get a nice white mark.
And then you rub your thumbs on it, and then it goes away.
Well, it's actually not a white mark. It's more of an embossed mark, but it still is looking pretty good. Yeah, you can get a nice embossed mark. You just have to tweak it to get a white mark.
Thank you, Heirloom.
Definitely gets you in the ballpark. Oh, thank you. Let's see. All right, what's next? Taking viewer requests.
Do the business card.
Mine is not focusing. Manual focus. All right.
MDF
Camera
is
was
done.
not happy. Business card, black business card.
Sure.
I have no idea what setting to use for that.
$2,500 speed. Do 70 on the power and run it at a 0.025 line space. Okay. I have no idea. I was just throwing stuff out my butt right there.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Try it.
Okay. Here's what it is.
That's pretty good.
Yep, except one thing. Do you notice?
Yeah. What happened? Too hot on the letters?
I think the timing's off from the factory. I haven't did this one manually.
Kentucky windage, baby.
Yeah, the timing from the factory was not set. That's for sure. Yeah.
Got some black acrylic settings that just popped into my phone.
And I'm always preaching to you how important timing is. Since the timing was off, all that previous testing is now junk because the timing is off that bad. I don't recall seeing the timing being off that bad. before, but this is I had to reinstall it. But look at the delay defaults: 100, 100, 100, 100. There's no way
Oh my
they're all the
goodness.
same. That's not right.
That's why you don't do a crosshatch. Then you gotta keep it the same exact so that all your lines line up.
Okay. Do something here. Let's open up this BSL CAD file. Let's flip it over. From the total one. A better idea. Here's a jump speed and delay. Looking for these are on two. That's not in there like that. Tell you what I am going to do is let's go to devices and create manually BSL fiber. Import this file. Zero off 100. Okay, just that. Next. Finish. Okay. Now I'm going to select the new one that I just did. Down here.
Show power and interval.
Go to our settings. Okay, now it's 0, 150, 80. That seems more correct. Although the scales have no values in them. 0, 150, 80. Now let's go back to the previous one. Let's have the correct scales in. It's 0, 150, 80. Let's see if that gives us a better result. And black business card. We'll do this side by side. Hopefully it looks a little better. Looking better on the screen. And that looks much better. There you see, bad timing, better timing.
Hey, look at that.
I don't know if that timing is perfect, but it's definitely better than what we had.
Yeah, Kenny, it should just be a one-time deal in the settings on your timing stuff. You shouldn't have to do it
one
again.
time.
Unless you like drop your laser.
I'm going to drop that
But then
speed.
that's not a timing issue. That's a
I slowed it down to 25 or to 2000 from where you had it, and let's see if that gets all that black off there. Much better. That looks really good.
I just threw those settings out of thin air. I have no idea. I don't have a 20 watt, so.
All right. Any questions so far, or any suggestions on next material?
Somebody wants you to do a bullet casing.
Okay. How about I go to the blue business card so you can see the difference, the way the blue and the black reacts. I'm assuming there's going to be a difference.
Heirloom. My dad's fighting some of that same stuff right now. Or he was. He got better. It's possible to get better.
I said I was assuming there's going to be a difference because this is blue, and blue is very good at blocking the effects of a fiber laser. Red and blue.
Yeah,
that's why red and blue tumblers are so difficult. So you see, same settings with the blue, we're getting nothing. So we're going to have to change that setting for blue to make something happen. I'm going to run the same settings, but bump the power to 90, and we'll see what happens. And I'm still not seeing anything happen, so we're going to have to slow that way down. I'll go ahead and stop it. It's half the speed to 1,000. We're getting somewhere. So it's actually now a light blue. That's not really turning white yet. Come on. Here's what the back of these cards should look like. See. So there's just an example of how change same card, same manufacturer, different color will definitely have an impact. And let me bring you over here. So that side of that coin has finished with its 3D engraved. So I could have ran 500 passes. I ran through that so quick. Now I'm going to do what I call a cleaning pass for this brass. So the original circle that I used for framing, I'm going to assign it the cleaning pass for this coin, and I'm going to run that. I'll show that to you.
Yep. Shutting that down. I got live flames going off this beach back here. Yeah, I would stick with a CO2 or a diode for that, for your game calls.
Yeah, definitely. That's something you don't want to screw up, but I'm fiber. It's just going to be too testy.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Now, this is a high power, high frequency cleaning pass. I'm running this 120 watt at a Q pulse of 40 and a frequency of 3,000. And what it will do is start to make the surface shiny, so it looks almost polished, especially on the flat background surface.
You want to go back? Did you get a setting on that blue business card yet, or you want to go back to that, or are you doing something else?
I was running this cleaning pass on this coin. I figured I'd run a couple passes and then swing back over to this 20 watt and then do leatherette.
I got some blue business card settings if you want to try it.
Okay, we can do that.
All right, you ready?
Give me 1 second.
Get your pens and pencils out, people. This will give you a good starting point. What lens are you using?
The 150.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Okay, ready when you are.
All right, 100 speed. 35 power. 20 on the frequency. 0.025 on the line space.
Mm-hmm.
And 45 on the angle. Just said it should get you a silver look. You got 2 passes run. I don't know if he's got 2 passes on this one.
Okay. Yeah, it was frequency of 20.
Jeff, that's exactly what that was. It was a piece of firewood that I rescued from the back room, brought it out, put it on my table saw, made boards out of it so I could run some signs on it. Yeah, fiber laser don't like it. Crosshatch, yeah. So he says run a crosshatch on that setting.
All right, I'll just run 2 passes with the auto rotate.
Yep.
And let's see. Sorry to keep you waiting there. I got this ready, and here we go. This is a pretty thick anodizing on this card. That's one's kind of struggling. Confused with which laser I'm using. Should have shrunk this graphic tab even further. Do that for the next one. Oops. I heard it ding.
Is it working?
Not really.
No?
I'm pretty sure I'm in focus too. Yeah. Okay, second one's not doing anything. I'm going to bump that power up.
All right, Heirloom, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Get some rest.
Thanks for stopping by, Heirloom. Appreciate it. All right, there we go. I bumped the power up to 65. That's nice and white. That's doing pretty good. I'm liking that one. Chicago Bob, thank you. You are awesome. We appreciate that. All right, let me check the coin. My glasses on. All right, I'm going to let the coin cool down. And then I will hit it with a brass brush and then show it to you.
All right, look at the chat, please.
How many Father's Day items did you all make? I think I made one.
No, that one right there. It's on the screen.
Yep. Already got it.
I did.
Okay, I'm going to go. So this business card is speed of 100, power of 65, frequency 20, 2 passes, line interval 0.025. I'm going to go ahead and stop it because I want to get to this leatherette. That's what I want. Did you have a leatherette setting?
No.
All right. That means it's guessing time.
Use your 60 watt and then cut the power in half by a little bit more. That's where I would start. But I'm a newbie.
That's all right. We're all newbies. I mean, are we ever really experts? No. There's too much to learn. All right. Here's leatherette guess number 1. Get this to stay flat. This is the brown leatherette. I also have some black and silver. We'll dial in the brown first. Yeah, you can stick your hand under the laser beam on the fiber. It might sting a little bit, just a little bit. Your skin doesn't really absorb the wavelength, of the fiber laser, so it really doesn't do too much. Have you saw people that have black in their tattoos and use a fiber laser to basically blast the ink away so that it lightens it up?
Yeah, well, that guy went to the hospital for nerve damage.
Oh, I'm sure. It's not a smart thing to do. But it doesn't... the point is, it doesn't go to the bone like a CO2 would. But CO2, you definitely do not want to get your hand under CO2. All right, here's the first try on the brown leatherette. I got a 3-pass setting. Okay. I'm going to move this. I think this adjustment might get it. Closer. I like to do the leatherette in 3 passes for some of it, like the browns and grays with the fiber, because you get that first initial burn and then it starts filling in and it ends with a nice even burn across the whole shape. I don't want to slow this down anymore because it'll take forever. So let's go 40. I'm going to run it over the same spot just to see what we get. Okay, let's stop that. I think I'll have you a decent leatherette setting here momentarily, at least to get started with the brown. What this is running right now is a speed of 750, power of 40, frequency of 80, in an interval of 0.02 and 3 passes. Looks like that third pass is going to fill that in pretty well. We'll see for sure.
Hey, Mike, you made it. Mike was just messaging me about a file that I did on the live stream last night, and I let him know we were in the live, so he popped in.
Oh, cool.
Now I got to go find that file. I hope I saved it. It was just something really quick I threw together for the Navy guys.
Very close. I'm going to increase the power and run it again, but it's very close. And that's going to be too much power. It's not going to handle 3 passes at that power. I bumped it from 40 to 60. I'm just going to stop it and then drop it down to 50.
Which better to cut leather with, fiber or diode?
CO2,
CO2.
diode.
Diode, yeah.
Diode does great.
Paul.
Yeah, Lasermatic is wonderful on leather.
Yeah, Paul's asking a question. Would it be a terrible idea to save money and get a 40 watt or a 60 watt as his first laser cutter engraver? Want something to cut model terrain, but leather for Ren Fair projects?
Rule of thumb is buy as many watts as you can. It's better to have it, not need it.
Yeah.
Than need it, and not have it. That's why you can do a lot of things with lower wattage lasers, but if you can save a little bit more and get something with a little more power, it's the buy once, cry once attitude.
Yep.
Sorry, Jeremy, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I didn't know you paused, and so I was going to do that, and then my brain didn't kick out of gear in time to shut up. I was like, that's why I pulled my trigger on a 60 watt right away, just because I knew I would probably going to want to do something more than what a 20 or 30 watt was going to do.
So we're very close. You'll see there's the 50 power on the left and, 60 on the left, 50 on the right. So if we head right in that 53, 55 range, should be there. I'm going to run at 53. Then while that's running, switch over to main camera. And here's the USA coin that just came off the other fiber.
That's so cool. I like that one.
There's a better view.
I got a lot of learning so I can figure out how to get them STL files to work.
Side one is here. Oh. I was flipping it around so much, I got it out of alignment so it doesn't flip over evenly. Sorry about that. So again, here is what we did today. Here's yesterday's. And we'll give this away #coin. Hashtag coin in the comments.
Steve's asking if you could get that depth of the 20 watt.
It would take a while. I have some settings for doing a coin with a 20 watt, and I need to get those. I'll get those from Geo, and then I can get those posted.
All right, I'm going to take the screen a minute.
Go right ahead.
All right, so fiber laser on an end grain beach. And that was about 8 passes, slowly trying to move things around, trying to get it to do something. Started digging in really bad right here. Started flaming a little bit. 1 pass on a diode. Done. So, yeah. Just so much better.
Hey, nice cross. All right, here we are. Let's see. Let me get my camera. I'm in number 1. Right there. It's a really nice burn. Clean it up with just some microfiber here real quick. Show that again. So a good starting setting is ignore that line. Speed is 750, power 51, frequency 80, line interval 0.02, and that was only 2 passes. I forgot to change that up. 2 passes. Got that result. That looks pretty good. It's nice and deep, not overburned. You can still read the interior of the letters. Pop that up there on screen again. But start there, tweak it to your liking. But that's at least the starting spot. What was I doing next? Somebody had a request.
Bullet casing.
Yes. Speaking of which, couldn't find my jig, so I printed another one.
I found the ship from last night, so it is. I had to move it out of another one, so I figured out where it was at.
I'll put the link to this in the description. Then, if you want to print your own jig, you can do that. But it'll index to your standard 25 millimeter spacing laser beds. I'm not sure. Is this standard? No. the 20 watt is not standard spacing.
What's standard? Because mine's 50.
Well, 25 or 50. I have
Okay.
one that's 25 and one that's 50. But yeah,
Gotcha.
multiple is 25. What am I doing now? Oh, that's right. Casey. Shrink this down. Do you have a brass setting for the 20 watt, Jeremy?
No.
No. You're kidding.
Not yet. For 20 watt?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me just hold on.
Had one job, and that was to get a brass setting for a 20 watt. Oh no, that's what I'm doing. Sorry. I got confused.
All right, so you're going to be 120 on a speed. 35
Hold on
on
one second.
Oh, that's a
Give me
MOPA
a second.
setting. Only 40.
I'll go back to a Reka setting.
Yeah, because I don't have it unless it's a MOPA setting.
All right. So there's my little casing and its jig. Just looking right at home there. Well, it's not centered. Let me stand up and look down. There we go. Let's see. Let's see what happens with this setting. We'll see. Maybe nothing, maybe something. Where are my glasses? Putting my glasses on, Jerry, if he's still watching. I got to do double glasses, reading glasses and laser glasses. Okay, I'm not getting anything with that.
All right, I'm putting that that ship plaque that I did. I'll show a picture of it here in a second. Where are we? I'm on the wrong. Is that what you just printed?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get white probably a lot faster than black.
Yep. We're going to have to shut this down, but yeah, there's white. The white's coming in.
Oh, Jerry, when I turned around and looked at that, I was using the framing laser. It wasn't actually doing anything. Oh, Clack's got brass settings on the chat.
Oh, cool. That's for the 20 watt?
It looks like it.
100, 120. What line distance do you run for your brass on the 20 watt?
Com marker B4, he says.
Okay. Yep, similar. Thank you, Clack. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let's see.
Yes, ma'am. Right away,
ma'am. Much of anything. Yep, that's not one to do much. Even more of a
600 LPI.
All right, I'm going to have to call this, do the giveaway, and then shut this down so we don't step on Clack's stream.
Yep.
I can work on the brass settings later.
Brian. Cool. Heirloom Game Calls says his name's Brian.
All right, hashtag coin. We have 23 entries. And let's get ready and draw.
You want to change cameras?
I am doing that right now. All right, here we go.
Oop, wrong way.
24. Going once, going twice. Sold. Patty Wright is the winner.
Yay, very Patty. Cool. Congratulations.
All right. Send an email to sales@lightsource.pro. I will drop that in the comments and just email me, and then I will get that out to you tomorrow. I'm printing a couple shipping labels today, so I should get that out tomorrow. Yay, Patty won. Again, let's see. Sales.
So I just dropped a link to my website real quick. That all them plaques and signs that I did on the live stream last night, it's going to be up on my website. So
very cool. Oh, let's put you back on screen. Whoops, wrong one. All right, guys. 5 minutes until you can go over to Clack or Ventari's YouTube and check out their live stream. Yep. We're going to wrap this up so we don't step on their toes, and you guys can get over there and check it out. Thank you for joining. Without you guys, it wouldn't be a live stream. Thank you for the donations. Greatly appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a great Sunday evening. And that's all I have to say for now. Jeremy?
Yeah. All right. Good job. Awesome.
Bye, guys. And you're welcome. Who was that?
Patty.
Oh, the brain. Yeah. You're welcome. All right.
Oh.
Later, guys.